As me by the river, face like a blue jay, a kiss for a shiver was a pretty brave trade. Knowing too little, but hands know their own way, and hoping that the river might just purr a bit more. Hoping that the river might just purr some more.
So the river cleanup really started in 2003 when we were paddling this river with a group of kayaking students, and Sam, myself, and another instructor really just got inspired to come back out and bring the river community out to collectively kind of take care of the problems.
The Clackamas River starts up in Mount Hood National Forest, and then it flows down. There's a couple dams along the way, and this lower stretch, which is really about 25 miles long, it flows into Portland. And it is a source of drinking water for the public in Portland. And it's important to take care of this natural resource. We've got over 300 volunteers scouring the riverbed and cleaning trash out of the river. In the last 6 years, we've pulled over 31,000 pounds worth of trash out of the river in really 5 one-day efforts. And it's really kind of grown or matured into a great community event.
Is this your first time doing the river cleanup?
Yes.
Is this your first time paddling the kayak?
No.
It's gone from completely disorganized really to from a very spontaneous idea to a much more comprehensive event that really caters to the general public in addition to the river community.
So today's going to be full of fun and adventures. Don't forget to come back here at Barton Park. We have a free barbecue to reward your hard work. And we have silent auction prizes, which are awesome. Don't forget to bid. And then we have raffle prizes and t-shirts for sale. And all proceeds help us continue our efforts to help clean up the Clackamas and potentially future rivers.
We organize everyone who's out on the river into pods. And each of the pods has a kayak pod leader, a raft captain, and a garbage scow. And they're assigned to a 1-mile segment along the stretch of the river. And they're assigned a number of private boaters and rafters to their pods. The pods are each about 25 to 30 people, and they basically paddle to their segment, clean up, and then they finish, and then they paddle down to the end. And so we accommodate just over 300 people right now with 15 pods.
What's your role here?
I am garbage scow pod number 1.
And we've got an empty raft.
Empty raft prepared for a ton of trash.
The Clackamas River is not only great for river recreation as far as floating down in different crafts, human-powered recreation, but it's also a fish habitat. You know, there's the Chinook season, there's steelhead in this river.
And it's one of the last remaining wild coho runs in the lower Columbia Basin. So that's why it's extra critical that we help keep the river clean.
So a distinction that we've tried to make with regards to this event is instead of walking along the banks and picking up trash, this is a down the river cleanup. River recreation is fun, and the goal of this day is not only to pick up trash, but to have some fun, and having rafts and canoes and kayaks and inflatables, duckies, drift boats. It's really the entire river community.
What are some of the obstacles that you might find when you're out in the water? Submerged trees. Submerged trees.
Safety can be a little bit challenging when you've got the level of experience of some of the folks out here. The river's really low, it's shallow, and it's a little warmer than it normally is, so it really is the best time for beginners to come out here. Other than stewardship, one of our main focuses is sustainability. For all the volunteers after the event, we feed a locally grown organic barbecue, where we're really focused on minimizing our waste as a group. And last year we fed over 300 people, and minus the recyclables and the compost, we only had 1 bag of trash from the entire barbecue.
I'm a deputy sheriff employed with the Clackamas County Sheriff's Office. I'm one of the dive team leaders. When I first started doing this, it was literally a silver sea of cans. We had 5 divers with 2 extra tanks apiece, and we were literally stopped, and you just go down to the bottom in about 8 feet of water, and it was just collecting can after can after can in the bags, and we eventually depleted all the air resources that we had while we were there. In other words, we went through 2 tanks apiece before we were able to move on. That was the only spot we could do.
Too bad these aren't lobsters.
Basically, we have to sort the trash into a whole bunch of different piles. So we have to have aluminum, steel, glass, separated from metal, separated from tires, separated from wood, and then it all has to be layered into the dumpster so that when they get it to the recycling station, they can unload it and piece it out into all of the different piles. So we have the hauling companies come out the next morning that pick up the dumpsters and haul it away. And they weigh it for us, which is great.
People got fed up with just doing nothing with all the trash. So Riley, in particular, decided to contact a bunch of artists. So we're all picking out unique items that we think can contribute somehow to a form of art. And so the artists are going to come and take all of these treasures and turn it into a big show.
The basic idea was to get people thinking about recycling and about taking things from the river and using them, and we can make art with it. So I'm really excited to see over the next month and a half what all these artists actually have to produce.
So my interpretation for the river cleanup was to take some of the pieces of wood that were pulled out of the Clackamas and to refinish them and make them paintable.
So it's really cool to see, something positive come out of all the trash.
It's really a testament to the paddling community this event has continued on, because it's quite easy to go out there 1 year or 2 years in a row, but this is our 6th. And it really goes to show, I think, the character of the people that paddle this river and that care about it.